So my name is Chiedu Oraka, aka the Black Yorkshireman, and I'm a rap artist from Hull. I grew up on Norfolk Estate. Good question. I think a few things, like the surroundings that I grew up in, the music that I listened to. I think like when I was listening to a lot of like UK rap music, there wasn't really anyone that was doing it from Yorkshire and who talked like me and who talked about the things that I do in life, do you know what I'm saying? So I felt like that was a big influence and a big motivation. Another motivation is I've just always loved music, do you know what I mean? I've been brought up around music from a very young age. My mum used to put on a lot of like house parties. Sisters used to listen to a lot of music. Hung around with people who listened to music that I liked. So yeah, I just thought, why not give it a shot? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, anything can happen. Music means everything to me. It's my life. Do you know what I mean? I've been doing it full time now for 5 years, and then I started doing it when I was like 16, 17. So a long time now. It means everything. Do you know what I mean? I can't even have a shower without not listening to music. I can't even brush my teeth. Do you know what I mean? I need a soundtrack all the time in my ear. So it means the world to me. It's obviously just like it's an expression of yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like art is an expression of yourself. So like it's something that people can, like I feel like make music that moves people, that people can relate to. So I just do that with my music, do you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, yeah, I know I've gone on a big I've jumped around the houses there with a question, but yeah, it just means everything to me, man. Like I just love it. And where do I see myself in a year? Bigger than what I am now. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm in a good space now, but I feel like I want to take this sound global around the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in an alright space within the UK, but I feel like more people need to know about me in the world. That's a good question. I don't know if it has. Like I feel like I'm just the same guy. I'm just Chiedu Oraka from 21st Avenue. Do you know what I mean? Norfolk Estate. Like anyone who knows me, I don't think people will say like it's changed me. I feel like I'm maybe a more exaggerated version of myself when I'm on stage, but barring that, like I feel like it's just the same. It's always good getting recognised in the street. I always find it like it's a privilege, you know what I mean, for people to listen to my music and people to come up to me and want to take photos and all that sort of stuff. Like I do like that. Like it's sick. Do you know what I mean? I'm just happy that my home city support me as well, because I've spoke to a lot of rappers and it's not always the case, you know what I mean? But I feel like I've kept my feet firmly on the ground. I feel like I'm a humble guy. I feel like if people want to come and talk to me, they can. People want to ask for advice, I always give it. So yeah, I don't think it changes me, and I don't think it ever really would, because I've got people around me who would tell me to like pipe down if I started thinking I was too big time. Like my mum, do you know what I'm saying? And my mum would always tell me you're still just Chiedu, do you know what I mean? You're still my little boy, do you know what I mean? So, and I've got friends that would just say that as well. So yeah. Like I say, each release I hope just gets bigger and better and better. Like me, I don't just see myself as a rapper as well. Like I think that's important for people to know. Like what I do is bigger than music. Like I'm not one of those rappers that shies away from my responsibility. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that young kids should follow everything that I do, but I understand that I'm a role model. I understand that I've got an important position in my community. So for me, when I say it's bigger than the music, I want the next generation to be bigger than me. I feel like it's important for me to pass down the ladder. So that's why I want every release to be bigger and bigger and bigger. So these young kids, especially on the estate that I grow up, can think that like, yeah, we can do exactly the same as what he's doing. Like, and it doesn't even have to be in music. Like, I don't want these kids to think that they have to resort to like crime or negative stuff. Like they can do positive stuff. And yeah, like I feel like the world, I keep on saying like the world and like the whole UK, they need to know about the Black Yorkshireman. Like like I feel like there's a massive gap in the market for like Yorkshire, and especially in UK black music. I feel like that space hasn't really been covered. So I feel like I'm that guy. So every release needs to be bigger, every release needs to be on point. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's the journey that I'm on. Unfortunately, it's the most important thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember two good friends of mine, Hull legends as well, like Mundaba and Live Lands from Bud Sugar. They told me about, like, they've always been on social media. Like, to be fair, big influences of mine in terms of social media. Them guys have always been smashing it and have always been ahead of the game. And they told me about TikTok ages ago, before it was big. And they said, you need to get on it, mate. Like, it'll be the perfect platform to promote your music. And then, like, about 2-3 years later, I jumped on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's real important. Social media is very important now. Like, songs can be viral hits in like 24 hours now if the right people see it. Do you know what I mean? If the algorithm's right, like, it's the most important thing, unfortunately, and that's what the labels look for now, is social media numbers. Is your song popping on TikTok? How many shares has it had? How many likes has it had? Like, for me, it's a bit, I don't like that side of the industry, if I'm going to be honest. If someone's talented, they're talented. Don't matter how many followers they've got on TikTok, but unfortunately, that's how the game is, and it's either you evolve or be extinct. Yeah, so yeah, social media is important. Networking's like the most key thing, like, I think, as well as social media, but networking's important. You gotta be out there, you gotta be hustling, you gotta be trying to meet the same people. Don't expect the same results if you're just doing the same thing all the time. You gotta get out, you gotta get your hustle on, you've gotta go to different cities, you've gotta go to different events, even if the event's not about you, even if you're not performing. This is obviously from a musician's perspective. You've got to go, you've got to meet people, find out where people are, find out what's going on in your local area. Even if it's not in your local area, go travel, invest in yourself. Like, you've got to invest in yourself. Like, networking, yeah, is real key. Send them emails, find them emails, like, they're there. Even if they're not there, like, you can guess sometimes if you want to, like, reach out to someone at Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. Like, yeah, it's really important, man. And I know some people are introverts, so it's not always easy for them to network, but sometimes if you really want it, like, you've got to bite the bullet and just have that conversation, because what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, you're going to get a no, but that don't matter, you keep on going. I think the best thing for me, there's no better feeling than when you've grafted your backside off in the studio. You may have doubted yourself a little bit. You hear the final sort of like piece of art, you've got the art in your hand, and then you perform it and you get a sick reaction from the crowd. I think that's the best feeling. Like, I love being on stage. That's my favourite part of being a musician, is being on stage. I love feeling like the people sweat, the energy. I love just getting real up and personal and real close within the crowd. And like I say, there's no better feeling than when you get a sick crowd reaction from one of your songs. Like, nothing beats that. That's why I do it. Nah, a lot of the negative things that's happened in my life, like, I'm not gonna make out that I'm some sort of saint. Like, I have had a couple of troubles, do you know what I mean? Especially with the law and stuff like that. But to be honest, like, I wouldn't even say they were regrets, because that needed to happen. I think my only regret probably would be, I probably wish I started taking music seriously early on in my life. I was too mixed up in other things, do you know what I mean? Like, I wish I started a bit earlier. Yeah, and that's probably my only regret, really. Yeah, I think there's a bit that needs to be improved, to be honest. But I sometimes think that might be in some of the local rappers' mentality, because I don't think they realise how important it is to network and not just be in your comfort zone. Yeah, I would say it's a mentality issue, but then also that's not helped by, we don't really have an infrastructure for young rappers and even sort of musicians in the city anyway. Like we don't have any labels here. There's not enough like PR people who work in Hull, booking agents, like all that industry stuff. It's not really apparent in Hull. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it is in bigger cities, and I feel that's why some artists don't really know about like PR, radio, because you'd be so surprised that a lot of local rappers and a lot of local artists, it's not just rappers, don't know about the industry. Do you know what I mean? They don't know about like PRS, like how you can get paid from actually doing music. Like I say, they don't know like how to get gigs. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't know about like shares, like when you work with a producer, they get 50%. Do you know what I mean? Like just general, quite simplistic music industry stuff they just don't know. But sometimes it's because they just haven't been taught, and the reason why they haven't been taught is because there's not really an infrastructure here for them to know about it. They're not clued up. So that's something I feel that definitely needs to change. I think one that sticks out to me is just going to university and getting a degree, because like I was never an academic person from primary school right up to college. Wasn't academic and always was doubted. Do you know what I mean? Like I had a lot of rubbish teachers, but at the same time my behaviour wasn't great. But I feel like I didn't really have anyone that would ever put an arm around me. There was a few teachers that would, but there's not many teachers that understood me. Now it's great. Now education, there's a million ways how to learn now. I feel like it's better now in schools. They understand that not every kid can learn in the most basic way, the normal way. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Not everyone's good at maths, English and science, you know what I mean? Like, not everyone's good at reading, but I feel like education's sort of changing now and they're sort of catering for people's needs. So yeah, like, it's definitely one of my biggest achievements, because no one would have expected Chiedu Oraka to get a Bachelor of Science degree from the place that I've come from, the estate that I've come from, the people that I hung around with, the experiences that I had. Like, no one would have expected me to get a degree. Do you know what I mean? I was always the kid that was like a bad influence on everyone, apparently. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for me to get a degree and like my mum see me up on that stage, like collecting my degree, like that meant a lot. Sometimes I don't really ever give myself a pat on the back, and I feel like, again, just me even being here, do you know what I mean? Like, not making out that I had the most difficult and toughest life, but me having like a strong head on my shoulders at this point at my age and having a dream, do you know what I mean? Like, having a dream is a privilege. Do you know what I mean? Knowing where I want to go and knowing the direction that I want to be at is a privilege, because there's still a lot of people that don't. So yeah, I feel like that's an achievement. Like it's a big achievement. Like all the music, like I've achieved loads in music. Like I could list you loads of music achievements. I've had my music played like on Radio 1 and all the big stations, do you know what I mean? Like I've got millions of streams on Spotify. I've toured the UK, do you know what I mean? But that doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously I want more and more and more of that, but I feel like the main achievements are within. Like especially the second one that I just said. Like I think that's the biggest achievement, just having a sense of purpose. Because there's a lot of people that don't have purpose in life. I feel like I've got a real strong purpose in life. What I will say, like, try and develop a thick skin, because it's not an easy industry to get into. If you think that you're gonna be earning loads of money straight away, you see all these videos, it's all flashy flash, like you think it's like sick, like don't get it twisted, there is that element, but it's only a small part. Like just be ready to work hard and sometimes not get the accolades and the praise, because you might put out your best music that you think personally you're so attached to it. It's like music's like your baby. Do you know what I mean? You put it out into the world and sometimes you might not receive the praise that you think you deserve. Be ready for that. Be ready to be trolled. Be ready for people maybe want to take the mickey out of you. Because when I first started rapping, no one in Hull was doing it really. Like, big up the forefathers like Red Eye and people like that, they were doing it a bit before me. But like my age demographic, yeah, no one was really doing it. And the amount of like people used to take the mick all the time, like, oh, what's a Hull boy rapping for? Oh, we don't really like his accent, it sounds weird. Do you know what I mean? But they'll listen to a London rapper or an American rapper, but that doesn't sound weird to them. But someone from where you're from, it sounds weird. But I don't blame them, because their mind wasn't trained to hear Hull rappers spitting a Hull accent. So get ready for people not really liking your stuff and being open about it. So if you're a sensitive person, train yourself. But there's even some of the biggest rappers or some of the biggest musicians are still sensitive now. That's why they don't have social media, because they don't want to be scrutinised for their work. But yeah, my advice also would be just, develop the thick skin and try and enjoy yourself. Don't limit yourself. Try be versatile. Try be experimental. Do you know what I mean? Try tell your story. Don't tell anyone else's story, because no one can tell your story better than you. Do you know what I mean? And like, tell your story to the best of your ability. And try and be authentic, because if you don't believe in yourself, why is anyone else going to believe in you? Follow me on all the socials. Oraka LD. So it's Oraka, and then just the LD on the end, on Instagram, Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. In terms of what have I got to promote, I've just released my first single of the year. It's called Helly Hansen 5, which is out on all like platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you use, Tidal, Deezer, it's out on all that. And then I've released the video as well. The video's proper sick. Like, I think people really like the video. So type in Helly Hansen 5 in YouTube and it'll come up. Room 73 as well. It's our hub where we come to create. If anyone's looking to record any music, make sure you follow the page, which is Lockdown Room 73 on Instagram. Message that page. Prices are good. Come and get some studio time. Our merch as well. Like at the minute, is it in anywhere? It was in Paul Boy Boutique, so you can go to Paul Boy Boutique and get some of the merch. But if not, go on my Bandcamp, which is chieduoraka.bandcamp.com, which I've got my Council Estate Confidence merch out at the minute. So go cop that.